Back in August, we asked for a volunteer to come down to the hospital and use the scanner at the hospital. Richard, is he? Oh, he's over there. Okay, so Richard, if you can come up on stage, and if everybody can give him a round of applause. So we'll just hand you the mic, Richard. So Richard was kind enough to volunteer for this study, and hopefully these ring a bell. As Gaia said, we generally present stimuli to people within the magnet, and the stimuli we presented to Richard were visual stimuli, and we're trying to figure out whether, not just that we can tell that he's looking at something, but what is he looking at. So we showed him female faces. I heard Katy Perry was your favorite. Yeah.
Is that the show?
Spheres or balls. Yeah. Blocks and cubes. Houses or places, scenes. Yeah. And male faces. Einstein, this is a lot of physics involved here, so we have to have Einstein involved. Do these bring back memories? Yep, okay. So Richard kindly came to the scanner, and if we can duck down off the stage, we can show everybody what happened when you came.
So this is the magnet.
Okay, Richard, here we go with a couple of minutes of scanning.
Cool.
They don't very much care about the cinema.
It's a good hooter.
Yeah, there's a nose there. There is a nose. You can see the optic nerve tracking down there. Yeah.
And his eyebrows.
It's keeping nice and still. That's excellent. Hi there, Richard.
Hello.
Super duper. Right, we're all set up now and we're ready to go through and start the functional run.
So in this behavioral task, the participant is seeing different blocks where different images are displayed. For example, female faces, one of them rather famous and inverted, but on the screen inside the scanner, of course, it's going to be the right way up. What we'll be showing with this kind of methodology is how the brain processes different types of visual information. And this is a very simple kind of experiment, but you can see the potential and how much we can learn about how the brain processes not just visual stimuli, but more complex tasks as well. And that's about it. And that's the most exciting stimulus we have, which is balls. Every kind of ball you can imagine.
So now Richard's going to make his choice of images that he wants to look at, and so this is the point where I leave, so I have no idea what he's going to pick. So Richard, we finished the scanning. How was that?
It was absolutely great.
Thanks for doing it. Literally all that's left is for you to write down which image you chose to look at in the second part of the experiment, and then we'll reveal all during the show. Put your name on it and the date. So I'm hoping, Richard, you've still got that envelope. Yeah, so we've got the envelope there with Richard's choice in that we will reveal once we've analysed the data. So we've got the data live here on stage. Again, these were the 5 images, or 5 types of images that we presented with Richard, and then he made a free choice of which one he wanted to look at again. Okay? I don't know which. You don't know which, but hopefully we can read his mind and find out. And so they're the 5 images, just to remind everybody. We're now going to bring up the data analysis tool. Yeah, okay, so this is our data analysis tool, and if we can load Richard's data, and up should pop some nice MRI structural scans of Richard's brain. What's your girlfriend called? Jess. Jess, I'm hoping that you can tell us that this is Richard's brain when it loads. Yeah. Science does take time. Lots of time. There we go. So if we can bring up the sagittal scan for Jess to look at. And Richard, what we're going to do is we're going to get you on stage and looking at Looch for a moment. So, yeah, does that look like him? Yeah. See his nose there? Yeah, so that's definitely him. Jess, you happy that that's him? Yeah, okay, so what we're going to do now is the girls are going to bring back up the functional data and are going to mess around, try and find the visual cortex, and while we do that, they're going to flick back to the images, and Looch is going to have a go and try and beat us. So over to you, Looch, if you're happy.
So I've got to work out one of those 5 categories that he's thinking of.
The girls will be beavering away, trying to figure out what Richard had seen.
Right, then do me a favour, Richard, if you can just turn and face and stare at those. If we could get you stand centre stage, right there, buddy, right in the middle. Stare at the images, and obviously they have corresponding numbers as well. So think of the first image, and whether if it is the image that you're thinking of, the category that you thought of once you were in the machine, just think that's my image as well. Just keep thinking that. Stare at it. Move on to the next one. Next one. Okay, next one. And then the last one. Okay, think of the number that corresponds with your category. Turn around, face the audience. Okay, if you just put the envelope and the microphone in your other hand. I just want, you haven't got a watch on that side, have you? Just want to take your pulse for a second. Okay, relax, 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 relax. Okay, face forward. You alive?
I hope so.
I do as well. Yeah, there we go. All right, okay. So, all I want you to do is nice and clearly and slowly just count 1 to 5, very slowly. Go.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And again, one more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
One more time.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, okay. Keep facing forward for the time being. I want to write down what I think is the category he's thinking of. That's what I think, and we'll reveal that when he.
You've already done it?
I think so, yeah.
Right, we need a bit on that.
Science, eh?
We have the screen back on. So, Richard, you have the most active brain I've ever seen. I don't know what you were thinking of. It was obviously good. So, what we can see on the screen here is we've had to use the data priors. So, this is the data on the left here of the image that Richard chose to look at. And can you just click the down arrow once and then go back up to this on this slice? Click down to get rid of the green, and then back up. So we've located the visual cortex here. What you're looking at here is a slice kind of through Richard's brain. This is the power of MRI. We can image the brain in complete 3 dimensions. And we're going through his head like this. And around here is a visual cortex, and we can definitely see he was looking at something. Is that enough? He was just looking at something?
No, not at all.
Okay. So, yeah, we need information with fMRI. We need to know. It's very difficult. We can say he was looking at something, and we can look at brain regions. But this is the information from all 5 images. So in the first session, Richard was shown all 5 images, and then he chose one. And this is the data from that first session. And as we can see, they all look very, very similar. The red region meaning that there was an increase in neuronal activity. However, the analysis that we can do, we can also look at decreases in activity that show up here as a blue region. So now if we can compare either. So you might have got us here, Looch. Are you coming up? Are we gonna? How do we want to do this? Do you want to be on stage with Richard in the front?
Well, I've shown the audience what I think already, so they kind of
Okay.
had a heads
So
up.
who's with me? No. Who's with me? So stand over here. Are you coming up? Oh, yeah. So Gaia, oh, this could be embarrassing if the PhD wins, couldn't it? So face that way, Richard. Okay. Are we revealing? Yeah?
Let's see, Richard.
Well, that's what we think.
That's what.
Yeah, open the envelope, make sure it's not.
You just probably saw what I wrote, that's fine.
Are we going to run over quick? You're on your own, Gaia.
Is it?
What?
With houses.
Oh, thank God for that.
Sorry.
Right, okay, thanks, Richard. So, think you can do better than that? We measured it?
Yeah, but you had to sort of take them to a hospital, put them in a scanner.
I know.
It took me 30 seconds.